Hi, welcome to Glow's Kinder Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, tonight I decided that I would make you guys some Spanish rice and show you one of the ways that I make it. And it's very simple and easy, so let's go ahead and get started. I have my pan here starting to preheat, and I'm going to put some canola oil in the bottom of the pan. Just enough to cover it. So I would say it's probably like 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons at the very most. And then I went ahead and I chopped up some onion here. This is probably between 1/8 and 1/4 cup of onion. And I just put it back in the container. I had the onion in, it was left over from last night. I have found that when you have extra onion left, if you store it like in a little plastic container like this with a lid, it'll keep it really well for you. So you can probably hear this already starting to sizzle. And I'm just going to let this cook for a little bit until it starts to get slightly opaque. So in the meantime, what I have over here is I took some rice out of this container. I always keep my rice in a sealed container. This is what I use. And I took out 1/2 cup and I put it in one of these little strainers and rinsed it. And now what I'm going to do is put it right in with the onion. There's a few little grains here we'll get out. You can pretty much use any kind of rice you want. I use sometimes brown rice. This is basmati rice. I use long grain, short grain, medium grain, whatever you have. When I buy my rice though, I usually buy it in a large bag on sale, or like at Sam's you can get the 25-pound bags. And as long as you keep it in a sealed container, it will last you a long time. It has a long shelf life. Primary thing is to keep it stored, where it's sealed. So now what we're doing here is we're going to just cook this rice until it starts to brown a little and the onion is a little translucent. So I'm going to be back with you in just a couple of minutes and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, this has been sauteing now probably 3 to 4 minutes, and I want to show you what it kind of looks like. You can see how the grains are all separated. It's starting to brown. The onion's becoming translucent. Can you see that, Richard?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what you want. And it'll start smelling kind of nutty. And now what I'm going to do is, for rice when you're cooking it, the ratio is 1 part rice to 2 parts water. So in this case, I have 1/2 cup of rice, and now I'm going to put in 1 cup of water. And it's fine that it's sizzling like that, because we're going to bring this up to a boil anyway. I'm going to turn my heat up. And I meant to share with you that I cooked this rice on a 7 on my stove. And after you put the rice in here, and you're starting to brown it, along with cooking that onion, you want to, not be very far away, because you want to be stirring this every minute or so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some salsa. I have found this is just real easy for us, and our family really likes it like this. So I eyeball it, but it'll be about 1/2 cup that I'm going to put in. We'll see what this looks like. Some people put tomato sauce in, and that would be fine too. But by doing this, it's adding a lot of flavor to it too. I'm going to put just a little bit more. So I would say a good 1/2 cup. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let this come up to a full boil. And I usually let it cook like that for a few minutes, and then I turn it down to low and cover it. And it cooks for about 20 minutes, and then you just fluff it up with a fork and it's done. I will be putting a little pat of butter in there, probably like a teaspoon, before I cover it. And that adds a lot of flavor to it as well. And at this point as well, I'm gonna, since it's boiling, I never put salt in here until it's, you know, boiling. You don't want to pit the bottom of your pot. And I do about a half a teaspoon. That's all you need. But it is important to put the salt in when you are beginning to cook your rice so it absorbs into it. You could actually cook this with chicken broth too if you wanted to. But I just wanted to show you the simplest way to do it. There's times where I'll add peas and carrots, or just depends on what we're having with our meal. So, yeah, as you can see, it's coming to a full boil now. I'm going to let it simmer here for a couple of minutes, and I'll be back, and I'll put the butter on, and we'll put the lid on it. See you in a few. Well, you can see this rice is really going to town here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my butter in. And I'm going to turn my heat down to low. I'm going to stir it up just a little bit. And put my lid on. And this is going to cook for about 20 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'll turn this burner off, and it's just going to steam for the rest of the 15 minutes. So I'll see you back in just a little bit. Well, our rice is done. It's actually been setting here a total of 25 minutes. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, looks good. Let's go.
Smells good. Just gonna fluff it up. So that looks nice. Oh yeah, that looks good. Just gonna put a little on this bowl to sample. Can you get a good picture of that?
Yes, there we go. Close up. Yep.
Okay.
Looks good.
Oh, it smells so good. You can see the tomatoes, and there's some of the peppers in there, onion, some that was in the salsa plus what I had put in. The tomatoes, you know, tomato sauce that was in that salsa. Oh, this is delicious. All the grains are separated, as you can tell. Very flavorful, not dry. It's delicious. And it's so easy. And rice is easy to make, you guys. I don't have a rice cooker or steamer or whatever it is. I've always just cooked it on the stove like this or in the oven. And it turns out really well. This is delicious. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up and a comment, and share with your friends. We'll talk to you later. Bye.